Dr. Glenda Mayo made her mark on everyone she encountered, from the moment she set foot on this campus to her passing last spring. And while we could tell you about all the amazing things she did while she was here, for this video, we thought it'd be better to share with you about the incredible person that she was.
I met Glenda at her interview, like everyone else, which she blew away. I don't remember many interviews as good as hers. So Glenda interviewed one semester, and then I believe she showed up during Christmas break in order to start the following year. And I met her and Jesse in the Smith lobby, and she was so excited. I was just happy she was coming. She was happy she was coming. And it was pretty evident when you find somebody walking around here in an empty building during break that she was excited for this chapter of her life.
I remember her distinctly from my interview. And then I was fortunate enough to get the job and then be here. And I would see her early mornings because she was one of the earliest people to arrive in the building. So that's where I got more time to talk with her and actually meet her as a person and as a mentor.
When I first met her, we just clicked. And she went from becoming my advisor to my supervisor to my mentor and to my friend. So meeting her in 2015 was just a blessing. Dr. Mayo was very passionate about facilities engineering. She had so much integrity, like she needed for work to be done really well, but she also had so much compassion.
Glenda had a knack for applying the future into her classes. She was ahead of sustainability. She was ahead of some of the information technology. She was ahead of the BIM. She was ahead of some of the LiDAR. She was always just a little bit ahead and really trying to integrate not only into her research, but into her classes for the undergrads as well.
She would help me with the things I didn't even know to ask about. And that led into bigger, better conversations. But I love that she took the time not just to answer that one single question that I came with, but she could see and she would know that I didn't know certain things yet, and she would guide me in that direction appropriately.
Her teaching style was industry-based, so it wasn't theoretical at all. So she'd actually go in depth, and the skills, the life skills she gave you, the skills you learned in class, carried on to industry. So it's not just theory, it was actually practical.
Don't be afraid to be yourself. That was another thing that I remembered quite a bit from her. It tied right into your teaching as well. Because sometimes I would say, okay, probably parts of me doesn't match up as well in the classroom and students mightn't be as receptive, but she was just like, just be you.
She put fun into everything we did, so it didn't seem like work. It actually seemed like it was just, we were just doing research, just having a blast.
Her laugh was just the best. Oh my gosh.
She was funny. She would make these jokes, sometimes corny jokes, but then it was so funny because she would laugh with it too, and then her laugh would be contagious at the same time. So then you're laughing too.
She never had a bad word about anybody. She could have the worst day in the world, and she'd just keep going. She was always positive. She was always looked at a challenge and said, all right, what are we going to do to get around it?
The scholarship is awarded to an outstanding graduate student that exhibits a similar passion for management of constructed facilities. And this will provide a full year tuition for a graduate student to pursue research in facilities engineering and management. The inaugural Glenda Mayo Fellowship winner is Pauline Caranga.
Graduate school is very expensive, and this scholarship came at a really good time. It was not just about the money, it was about what was behind that money. Like, this is Dr. Mayo's legacy. I have to see this through, This is where Dr. Mayo stops and I start. Dr. Mayo sent me her last message, weeks before she passed on. And she was still pushing me to talk to the right people so that we can get this paper out there, so that we can get the surveys out. She'd be so proud to know that we did it. Dr. Mayo, we did it. We are getting our paper published. And I will graduate this year, so your legacy lives on. I will go into academia, and everything you taught me, Dr. Mayo, I will carry on.
Our goal during this year's Niner Nation Gives campaign is simple. Finish the fundraising to completely endow the fellowship, and in doing so, ensure that Dr. Mayo's legacy continues on both here and around the world. To make your contribution today, go to ninernationgives.charlotte.edu/engineering and click on Give Now. Thank you for your support of Niner Nation Gives, and go Niners!